You wake up, check your bank account, and for the third time this week, you feel that little knot in your stomach. The money came in, the money went out, and somehow, even though you're making more than you ever have, you're still behind. You're not broke, exactly. You're just stuck. And here's the uncomfortable part. You're doing everything you were told to do. You went to school, you got the job, you pay your bills, you're responsible. So why does it feel like the finish line keeps moving further away? Here's the thing most people don't realize until it's almost too late. The system you're operating in wasn't designed for you to get ahead. It was designed for you to participate. And participation in this game means staying just comfortable enough to keep spending, but just anxious enough to keep working. Debt isn't some accidental byproduct of bad decisions. It's the intended outcome of a financial architecture that profits from your monthly payments more than your long-term freedom. And until you understand how that system works, you're going to keep running on a treadmill that someone else controls the speed on. Now look, I'm not here to tell you that buying a coffee makes you poor or that you need to live in a van to retire early. That's not how wealth actually works. What I am here to do is show you the invisible structure beneath your financial life, the one that nudges you toward debt at almost every turn, and then makes you feel like it's your fault when you can't climb out. Because once you see the system, you can't unsee it. The average American household carries over $37,000 in personal debt, not counting mortgages. That's credit cards, car loans, student loans, medical bills, $37,000. And this isn't just people who are financially reckless. This is teachers, nurses, engineers, people with good incomes and decent credit scores. So what's going on? Are millions of people just bad with money? Or is something else happening? Here's what most people don't realize. The modern financial system is built on a concept called manufactured liquidity. What that means is this: the economy needs you to keep spending money you don't have yet in order to keep growing. If everyone only bought what they could afford right now, economic growth would slow dramatically. So, the system creates tools. Credit cards, buy now, pay later apps, 0% financing, low monthly payment loans that let you access future income today. And it works brilliantly. You get the thing you want now, the bank gets decades of interest payments, the company gets a sale. Everybody wins. Except here's the catch: you've just traded future freedom for present convenience. Now you might be thinking, okay, but I need a car to get to work. I need a phone. I need a place to live. And you're right. The problem isn't that you're borrowing. The problem is that the borrowing never stops. Because the moment you finish paying off one thing, the system is already presenting you with the next necessary purchase. Your phone breaks, your car needs repairs, your rent goes up, and each time the easiest option, the one marketed to you relentlessly, is to finance it, to split it into payments, to worry about it later. Let me give you a concrete example. Let's say you finance a $30,000 car at 6% interest over 5 years. Your monthly payment is about $580. Manageable, right? But here's what most people don't calculate. Over those 5 years, you're not paying $30,000. You're paying $33,998. You just handed the bank almost $4,000 for the privilege of not waiting. Suddenly, you're paying hundreds, sometimes over $1,000 a month, just to service debt. Not to build wealth, not to invest, just to stay current on things you've already bought. It's because our brains are wired to prioritize the present over the future. Behavioral economists call this present bias. The future version of you who has to make those payments, that person feels abstract. The system knows this. It's designed around this. There's a study from the Federal Reserve Bank that found that people who use cash spend about 12 to 18% less because cash is tangible. You feel it leave your hand. Credit is abstract. It's a number on a screen. and our brains don't process abstract loss the same way they process physical loss. That's why cashback rewards exist. That's why credit card points exist, by removing the psychological friction of payment. This is the hidden system. It's not a conspiracy, it's just capitalism optimized for profit. And the profit comes from you staying in debt long enough to pay interest, but not so deep that you default. So how do you get out? Here's what most financial advice gets wrong. The root cause is that you're living in an environment that constantly pushes you towards spending, and every single one of these moments is a micro decision that either moves you toward wealth or toward debt. Willpower is a limited resource. The system is not. You have to build an environment that makes the right financial decisions automatic. The moment that paycheck hits your account, 10% of it disappears automatically into a separate account that you don't look at. You don't have access to it on your debit card, calibrated to consume everything you make. But if that 10% is gone before you ever see it, your brain recalibrates. After 6 months, you'll have saved 3 paychecks worth of money. After a year, 6 paychecks, and you didn't have to rely on discipline. Now let's talk about the other side of the equation, spending. Most people have zero friction between wanting something and buying it. You see a product online, you click Buy Now, you enter your payment information where it's already saved, you confirm, done. The entire process takes 30 seconds, and that's on design. Amazon has a patent on one-click purchasing because they know that every extra step in the buying process gives your brain time to reconsider. So here's the move. Add friction. Delete your saved payment information from websites. Delete shopping apps from your phone. Make it so that if you want to buy something online, you have to physically get your wallet. But that extra 20 seconds creates a decision point, a moment where your rational brain can catch up to your emotional brain. And a huge percentage of the time, you'll realize you don't actually want the thing that much. We're talking about behavior design. We're talking about understanding that your environment shapes your decisions. This is what wealthy people understand that broke people don't. Let's say you've got $3,000 in credit card debt, $1,200. That's $1,200 you could have invested, could have saved, could have used to build wealth. If you pay off that credit card tomorrow, but you still have zero friction on spending, you pay off the debt, yes, but at the same time, you're building the automatic savings system I talked about, unfollowing influencers who make you feel like you need more stuff. Now you might be thinking, okay, but what about emergencies? Because emergencies are how debt becomes inevitable. That automatic 10% I talked about, that's your emergency fund. You either spend time building a buffer now, or you spend years paying interest later. The financial system profits from your impatience. Waiting isn't pain. Waiting is power. Every time you save instead of spend, you're compounding your control. Let's say you want a new laptop. It costs $1,200. In option 1, you have the laptop now, but you're in debt for a year. In option 2, you wait 6 months, but then you own it free and clear. You've strengthened that muscle. And that muscle is the single most important factor in long-term wealth building, your ability to make decisions based on long-term outcomes instead of short-term emotions. Now look, I know what you're thinking. This sounds great in theory, but life is hard. It's counting on you to believe that you don't have a choice, because belief shapes behavior, and behavior shapes outcomes. Do you want to keep participating in a system that profits from your debt? Or do you want to build a system of your own that prioritizes your freedom? Because you can't open your bank account, look at your recurring payments. Is this streaming service worth another month of debt? Just one. Cancel one subscription. Because the goal isn't perfection, the goal is momentum. In 6 months from now, you look up and realize you're not on the treadmill anymore, because you've built a better system, one that works for you.